Hello, everyone. This is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert. I am coming to you live with another Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. I've got my tea and I've got my special guest, my favorite special guest, Tina Thompson. Welcome to Tuesday Tea Time, Tina.
Hello, thank you for having me, Chala. I'm glad to be here.
Well, so tell everyone who you help and what you do.
Okay, well, my business is called Gifting for Growth. And this is a business, it is a business where I help people to use promotional products to generate warm leads. So, what it is, and what I do is customer gets a promotional product. We figure out a promotional product that the customer wants, and then we place a QR code onto that product. And with that QR code, they're going to be able to collect data for their name, their email address, or whatever that you will need. And then my customers, the business, will now have emails that you can blast information to, and just really generate that warm lead so that it can turn into business.
I love it. I love the confidence. I love it how you're describing it. It's wonderful. So, for everyone who doesn't know Tina, Tina hired me, I'm gonna say 2 months ago. Was it 2 months ago?
It was in June. It was like in
Right.
June.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So maybe two and a half months ago, and we started working together. And she was really green to the coaching scene, I think. I mean, so why don't you tell us about that? So tell us about how we met and what made you decide to hire me.
So we met because you were actually at the MBE conference. You actually
Right.
did that session there,
Mm.
and I have to kind of talk about some of the background. And you know, and I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I've a week before, I am not kidding, a week before, I was very down on my business. Like, I was to the pits. I said, I have to do something else. It's kind of like the question we talk about asking, if you don't do anything else, what will happen? And I was absolutely there at the bottom. I'm like, I don't know what to do and what have you. And kind of the funny thing was that in your sessions that you have, you usually do like a quick session with
Yeah.
people. One of the people that you did was another promotional products person, and they were having the same problem that I was having. And so that kind of also cinched the idea that I really need to get Chala.
Right.
So in going to the idea of promotional products, everybody does promotional products. That's not that when you go to a company and say, I do promotional products. My problem was what you always say was niching. I did not have any niche. Anytime someone would ask me the question, what differentiates you, I would really sound like, I have no idea what differentiates me, right? And so that's where I was before I did that session with saw that session with you. And then immediately I said, that is the answer to a prayer. I felt these things because at that time, because I was going to see you, and so therefore I gave you a call. And so we met during through the MBE. And so I gave you a call, and you just kept on confirming what you were saying. I need you, I need you, I need you. And the biggest thing was, absolutely, I needed to be differentiated through a niche.
So Tina, I think I remember that you were a little bit shopping around. I think you told me that there was other people that you were considering. Am I remembering it wrong?
So I told you that there was someone else that actually does. There is someone else that actually does who does coach for promotional products. So
Wow.
listen to me. They actually, that's what they do. They coach for promotional products. But I had a connection with you. When I went to your coaching session, my connection was you with you. You to me, I think we just kind of click with the realness of it. You know, I love you even as a coach. And I'll tell you, she's an awesome coach because she will, if you're not doing it right, she will lovingly tell you, yeah, no, we probably don't want to do this. And trust me, there was one meeting where, not in a bad way, but it made me go, I need to rethink this. I need to do this. And it encouraged me to do more and to do differently. And we'll probably talk about it later, but because I did more, because I did differently, it created the results that we needed for that time. So yeah.
That's amazing. So, a lot of people who are watching us, who are small business owners, struggle with mindset issues.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they say to themselves, I can't charge that much. I can't go out and ask these questions. I can't do that research. I can't pick up the phone. So, like, how were you? Were you like all confident and figured it out? And like, how was it for you?
I was broken, Chala. Broken.
Oh, no.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Again, when I say I was at the pits of my business, I really was at the pits. I have goals. One of my goals is that I have been a at-home mom for years, and now my son is 16 years old, and he's driving himself. So now I'm like, what am I gonna do with my life, right? And so one of my goals is to when my husband turns a certain age, we want to be able to, he wants to be able to retire to our business. And so this is what this is. This is going to be our business. And it wasn't going to happen if I was continuing to go the way that I was going. So yeah, it really was something that needed to happen. So talking about mindset, my mindset really was I want to say desperation almost. It really was desperation and trying to go, I have no idea what to do next, right? Yeah. So when I came to you, it's desperation. I don't know what to do. Fear was a big part of it. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And that's what it started with when I was with you. So you just did an excellent job during the first of our coachings, just getting me to get out of my mind, to get me to stop that oh, I can't do it attitude, to go okay, I can do this, and it's going to be one step at a time. And then also mindset is balance, because still my son is here for 2 more years before he goes to college. And I still want to have as much time as he will give me, because if anybody has a 16-year-old or a teenager, they don't want to have anything to do with you. So it's about being available when they actually say hi to you. You really want to be there for that, right?
Yeah.
But you really want to be there for that. But Chala, so in the beginning it was, you can do this, Tina. Tell yourself where you want to go and just get there. So you gave me the oomph to get there and not go, oh, I can't get there, this is what I want to do. You said you can get there and we're going to do it. And that really was kind of the kick in the tail that I needed to do what you were coaching me to do.
So, what was interesting though, is at the beginning, before we started, we agreed that we would just do mindset until you were ready. Yes. But within one session,
yes,
you said, Chala, I want to stop the mindset stuff. I'm ready. How come it was accelerated like that?
It was accelerated because I was ready, because exactly what you were saying was what I needed to hear. It's kind of was like, it's not that I didn't know it. It's just, I needed to hear it, and I needed to put it in proper perspective. And my perspective was just so, I can't do this. My perspective was so I can't do this that it had to turn into I can do this and I will do this. And so it not even I can, it's like I will. There is no way that I'm not going to do this. And like you we know you're not cheap. And so if I wasn't serious about I'm going to do this, then I really didn't need to spend the money. So even now I'm thinking, well, I'm spending this money, I better get up on it. So even the money that I spend is a motivation to do it.
Yes.
So it really is a motivation to do it. And so that's going back to business, the people who are small business, and even myself. Money is a motivation. Money makes you do it, right? Even with me, I'm doing bigger deposits because I don't want you to flim flam. Either you're going to do this or you're not.
Yeah.
Right. And that really is what it is. And so the first session taught me either you're going to do this or you're not. And this is how it should be done.
So the other thing that was interesting about your case, which it does happen a lot, and it might happen to you even, is that some people, when they're deciding, they need to get the approval of a partner.
Yeah.
So, or they want to pass it by the partner. So how did we handle that? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. So I talked about my husband, and he's very supportive. I just want to make sure that he's very supportive. But he was a little bit skeptical about it. And so what you did was you offered to talk to him, and to really have a conversation with him, and you did it in a way that absolutely gave the benefits. And I loved you because you weren't shy about the benefits that you have. I know a lot of times when I'm talking about my benefits of my business, and this is a confidence issue, I'm like, oh, maybe you want it. You were like, absolutely not that way. You just laid out your benefits, what they were. And you made sure that he absolutely understood and asked questions. What questions do you have for me? What questions you have for me? And then not only that, and what questions you have for me? And he understood exactly what it was. I think it was kind of funny. He had kind of a weird concept of what you were doing. Like he kept on saying something about, okay, so you have a database, and you literally said, what is this data? You didn't say disrespectful, but you did have that tone, like, what is this database you keep on talking about? I'm not saying database. And I think that was part of him thinking that what you were selling a rainbow, but you weren't selling rainbows. You were selling the actual tangible things that you would help me with. And so he just was like, okay. He
Right.
said, yeah.
Now I remember the database comment. He thought I had people that I was going to introduce you to. That was my function, right? And so, and then I clarified that I teach you how to sell and create your own contacts, which
Right.
you had no trouble doing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your successes. So you came in to the program and you started the research. Talk about the research.
So the research, so when you do it, and stop me if I'm giving up away the farm.
You can
Stop me if I'm giving away the farm. But what we do is we start with our VIP meetings. I have to do a VIP meeting. And so the first one is you talking about the niching, right? The first one we're talking about the questions to find my niche. And that's the biggest thing. It's the questions to find my niche, right? And so and this first meeting, finding my niche and doing these questions is the first thing you got to do before you get to the second meeting. And so, of course, I was kind of fearful of that. So I kind of did my VIP meeting a little farther out. And one of the biggest reasons is while I was working on mindset, I knew that I wasn't 100% in my mindset. So I knew I would have to do a lot of talking myself up, talking myself up, talking myself up. That being said, I just did it, right? It was literally, I just did it. We got our 3 markets that I was going to research. And I just went on ahead and tried to figure out how I was going to get my markets. And a lot of my markets were people that I already did work with. Like one of my markets was an insurance companies. Well, I just went to my insurance agent. That's what I did. I had a couple of insurance agents. I just went to my insurance agents and I said, hey, do you mind? And the way that you had me communicate the question, people wanted to help. I mean, and it was absolutely okay. Yeah, I would love to help you. And so, yeah, they would help. And in my first meeting, they help. And then at the end, the last question is, would this be beneficial to you? Do you think you want, it's kind of like, can we get a next meeting type thing? Yeah. And I was getting next meetings. Like people were saying, well, yeah, I want to be helped and everything like that. So it was interesting. And so that was kind of scary because keep in mind, we didn't do the next VIP meeting. So you see Chala having to do like quick trainings with me because we're like, oh, shoot, this could be actually a sale. And so I was like, okay. So we had to do those quick meetings and so forth. So one success was that I was getting next meetings after my niche meetings, which was really exciting. So I guess that would be my second success. My first success, of course, was getting the meetings, being brave enough to get those meetings. And then the second success was actually getting meetings after the meetings. Chala always says, get a meeting, always schedule a meeting. And so I'm always trying to schedule a meeting. And I tell you, folks who are thinking about Chala or who are doing it right now, when I got those next meetings, I'll be honest with you, I was like, okay, what next? Like I would like sometimes not even want to ask the question, but I did. And they kept on going, yeah, I think it would be beneficial for me to blah, 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 and then blah. And so, okay, so with that, then I went to go to the second meetings. And everybody, let me just say, when you first, practice makes perfect. And trust me, Chala would do great job with coaching, but I would still flub the dub. I still had to I still didn't do it right. Right. But the fact that I did it and saw what I was doing wrong and was able to go back to Chala and say, oh, I didn't do it right. What should I've done? Chala always is there with an answer, there with telling you what to do. And so, and it was helpful. And trust me, I'm much better than I was before than what I am now.
100%.
Yeah, I'm much better, more confident, and actually have a little bit more faith in it. Because I remember one time I was doing a training with Chala, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet a person, and she was like, well, do a meeting with it. I'm like thinking to myself, oh, I don't need a meeting. And I did the meeting with her, and she changed the trajectory of how I was going to approach it. And one of the biggest things that Chala was saying is that you have to be a benefit to people, that you have to become a SME. And this meeting specifically, and this is the second meeting, this meeting specifically, when I did the things that Chala said for me to do, I became a SME for this person, a subject matter expert for this person, to the point that they called me back and said, hey, Tina, talk to me about what you were saying. He has me in some of his meetings now. He has me in some of his high level meetings now saying, okay, Tina, tell them what we need to do and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, huh? I mean, it's amazing when I found what his need is, what his pain point was, and spoke to his pain point and how promotional products can help him in his pain point, that automatically I became a subject matter expert. So again, that is a next success that I had. I'm becoming subject matter experts for people. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, and it's not that I didn't have that information before, it's that it wasn't being presented right. Before it was being presented as, I have all these promotional products here, or let's talk about me. And I remember even in your session way back when I first met you, you was like, I have a surprise for you, everybody. It's not about you. And I was like, oh, so me having my picture up, talk about promotional products and what I do, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Absolutely not. It's about them. So
Well, listen,
it's
I mean,
really good.
I want to, first of all, acknowledge you, because I work with people, pay me the same amount of like huge, big bucks as you do, and they don't do a thing. They can't do the research. They keep making excuses saying, I got to take care of clients. They keep making excuses saying, I don't know anyone in that market. They keep saying they just won't do it. They can't do it. So, first of all, my hat's off to you to just burn through the fear, because it wasn't that there wasn't fear. I mean, you didn't come from some corporate job and step into this. You did it like through sheer will.
Yeah.
And that's impressive. So you have to pat yourself on the back for that. So that's one. The second part is you implement to the T. You don't half implement. You don't say, oh, I'm not going to ask that question, even though you may want to not ask that question. But do you know how many people don't ask that question? The one that gets the meeting when they're doing, and like they've wasted that opportunity. So that's another amazing part, is that you implement to the T. And that's why you're so successful. And let's talk money now. Okay. So you actually got some sales, right? You don't have to tell us how much, but tell us how many sales that you've gotten in the last 2.5 months.
So right now, and I have a sale pending. In fact, I'm doing a contract today to send to this person. Yeah, it's a contract sale. Like it's really good. Can I talk about that though?
Because
that was the meeting where we talked. So everybody, I was doing a trade show. I was doing a trade show, and what happened was I kind of went on my own. Let's be honest. I kind of went on my own, and I heard what Chala said, but I didn't get it fully. And when I didn't get it fully, when I presented it was almost like the day before or 2 days before. When I presented it, you could just see Chala. She's so sweet, but she was like, oh, but what's this and this? And just ask questions. And I just knew that, man, this is not what I should have done. And it wasn't a total loss, but it was not what I should have done. It was not going to bring in the clients or the interaction that I really needed to bring in. So I did some magic. I YouTube some stuff and tried to figure out what I could do real quickly. And I hope you were impressed, because when I talked to Chala the next day, it wasn't perfect, y'all, but it was good enough where Chala was like, okay, we could do this. This can be done. And so because I implemented what Chala said, I got that day. And again, remember what my business Gifting for Growth is, to promotional products to generate warm leads. That day, I got at least 25 to 30 warm leads.
Whoa.
And so, and let me explain, I mean, and this is during COVID time, right?
Yeah.
I got at least 25 to 30 warm leads. I have that beginning of a list where
Yeah.
I am sending things to that list. And again, it's back to this being able to talk to people, to interact. Um, Again, promotional products, people are like, oh, maybe I want a shirt or not. But when you are talking to people and talking about their pain points, and then they see how promotional products can help them, then all of a sudden you have their ears.
Yeah.
And because of that, I have gotten about I'm thinking I'm working on my fifth sale. So from 30 people to get some 5 sales, that is, and a lot of it is just being available, being available. And even from those sales, I was getting appointments. So that was another thing. I wasn't getting appointments, I wasn't getting anything, but I was getting appointments because of this. And
You mean
so,
before, like we worked together, did you ever do a trade show?
huh? I did that. Huh? Yeah, I did that trade show, that one trade show.
Before, like before we met,
Oh,
you
before, no, that was, I'll be honest with you, that was my first trade show for
okay.
that business,
Okay.
for this business. And but still, I've done trade shows before where on my other business, where you have to interact with customers. You just do. That's how you buy. And again, going back to promotional products for generating warm leads, if we're going to the trade show and you're not getting warm leads, you're not, I mean, because it's the face to face, you're kind of wasting that face to face. And it is just like promotional products. If you're doing promotional products and just sending them out so that people know your name, I have started telling a lot of my clients, unless you're McDonald's and people know your fries, that's
Mhm.
not doing you any good. I mean, it really isn't. And especially if you're a small business, we don't have that notoriety
Yeah.
yet to just put something that says gifting the growth.
Yeah.
That's not going to say, oh yeah, I need some more promotional products so that I can generate warm leads. No, that's not how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen that way. So that's why when we're getting these promotional products, we can't just be giving them out with our names. We
Yeah.
got to give it out for with things that will interactively get the customers to you. We got to attract customers.
That is amazing. Now, what last words of advice do you have for people watching us who maybe are looking to grow their business, maybe you're looking to hire a coach, or just want some advice about marketing and business development?
First thing is, how serious? Ask yourself, how serious are you?
Yeah.
No, are you really serious about this? Because the truth about it is you don't have to be. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't
Yeah.
have to be. You could just be honest with yourself and go, do you really want this business to grow?
Yeah.
Right? And is it and are you doing anything to make it grow? Are you doing anything to make it grow? And then if you are serious, the next thing is then do it. Um, I hate to sound like Nike, but get the fortitude to do it. And again, my fortitude was paying someone to help me with it, realizing that I did not have I didn't have it within myself to make changes. I was going spinning around in a circle like a hamster on a wheel. I wasn't able to do it. But then um and just do it and be serious about doing it.
That's amazing. Now, how can people reach you, Tina?
And you can reach me by my email. Excuse me. You can reach me right now by my email, and it is right now through my old business, because since I've been niching with you, I have changed my business because you've done it so well. But you can currently get to me by NEAD Promotions. That's NEAD Promotions at gmail.com. NEAD Promotions. And I also do have a website, neadpromotions.com. Again, because I am with Chala and she's been coaching me, my new business my business will change. But right here, right now, you can get me on that by that platform.
And it's going to change to gifting for growth, right?
Yes, it will change to gifting for growth very soon. Very
Love
soon.
it.
We're just
I
working on it. We're working on it.
honestly, Tina, if I could bottle your energy and like send it to new clients, that would be really great.
I get that a lot. I'm from New York City, and New York City, I lived in a 3-story brownstone,
Uh-huh.
and like we did not go upstairs to people. We did not go upstairs to people. We yelled at people.
Uh-huh.
So I still yell here in Mississippi. People are like, please be quiet. And the energy really is because I really love what you have helped me with, Chala. You're just I can't be anything but energetic because you really helped me.
Well, it's a mutual admiration society because I feel the same way. Because as I told you, I see so many of my clients who are struggling with so many self-doubt and so many issues, and yet you have broken through, and that's why you're here, and you're going to go even further. And I can't wait to see all the wonderful things that you create and we create together. Thank you so much for being here, Tina.
Thank you for having me, Chala.
All the best.